She was like, I was having to live with you for cheaper rent. How did you think I could afford a lawyer?
Right. Hello.
Hi. Welcome. Oh, alright. That was weird. Welcome to Fizz and Fiction. Sorry, I'm off for today. Today. I'm Spencer.
I'm Kristen.
And today we are talking about our Book of the Month book for July. Yeah.
Yes.
Paradise. Is it The Paradise Problem or Paradise Problem?
The Paradise Problem.
Paradise Problem. I wasn't sure.
By Christina Lauren, who we discovered
is
two people.
It's two people.
Wait, before we start talking about this book, Spencer, would you ever write a book with me? Do you think we could do it?
I don't know that. I don't know that we would excel at that.
Okay, how about I write the book and you can just read it and tell me what to fix?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do that. I would be a good editor.
Yeah.
I know good grammar. I know how to copy edit.
Yeah, okay. That's how we'll do it.
Sweet.
Yes. I'll put you in my author's note.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's two people. It's Christina Hobbs and Lauren Billings.
Yeah. And from books we've read that have been two people writing it, I wasn't able to tell as much in this book as previously.
No, I would agree with that. Like, it felt like one cohesive voice.
Yeah.
And even with, like, two people, like, a dual, like,
I know what you're talking
point of view.
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what is that word?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even feel like two people were writing each person even. And I'm sure that's probably not how they did it anyways.
I wonder how they do it. I'd be interested to know.
I don't know.
Like, what's your process? What's your process, Christina Lauren?
Yeah, write to us.
Yeah.
Comment below, Christina Lauren. I'm sure you're listening to this now.
We're very curious.
We would love to know. So yeah, The Paradise Problem, book club book of the month, and I can read the synopsis.
Yep.
Anne Green thought she was marrying Liam Weston for access to subsidized family housing while at UCLA. She also thought she'd signed divorce papers when the graduation caps were tossed and they both went their merry ways. 3 years later, Anna is a starving artist living paycheck to paycheck, while Liam is a Stanford professor. He may be one of 4 heirs to the Weston Foods conglomerate, but he has little interest in working for the heartless corporation his family built from the ground up. He is interested, however, in his $100 million inheritance. There's just one catch. Due to an antiquated clause in his grandfather's will, Liam can't claim the money until he's been happily married for 5 years. Just when Liam thinks that he's in the home stretch, pressure mounts from his family to see this mysterious spouse, and he has no choice but to turn to the one person he's afraid to introduce to his 1%er parents, his unpolished, not-so-ex-wife. But in the presence of his family, Liam... This is really long, too. But in the presence of his family, Liam fears quickly shift from whether the feisty, foul-mouthed, paint-splattered Anna can play the part to whether the toxic world of wealth will corrupt someone as pure of heart as his surprisingly grounded and supportive wife. Liam will have to ask himself if the price tag on his flimsy cover story is worth losing true love that sprouted from a lie.
Toxic world of wealth.
Toxic world of wealth, you know.
I mean, it was a toxic world of wealth.
It was indeed. That was pretty good, like, synopsis.
Yeah. Okay, rating.
I gave this one 4 stars.
I gave it a 5.
I loved it. I mean, I guess, like, maybe I'm trying to be more stingy with my 5s.
Ooh.
But I really loved it.
It was really good.
It was really good.
Like, I thought the writing was good,
Yeah.
the banner was good, like, plot was good, conflict was good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I will say, like, sometimes when you get, like, romance novels, it feels like the story doesn't seem believable. And even though some, like, aspects might not have, like, people, like, we were talking to our friend Sarah, and she was like, oh, we had people that married
Yes!
for housing
At military school.
Yeah, North Georgia. And I was like, okay, like, that's believable.
Yeah.
And, like, this is weird, but, like, we have people in my hometown that own a grocery store.
Huh?
They own
a
a chain of grocery stores.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, it's not like a very big one.
Because you just see,
like,
you just
Kroger,
think about, like, yeah.
Publix, but, like,
Yeah.
there
are families behind those.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, the original people who own Publix still own Publix.
Yeah,
It's family run.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to get in there.
in there.
I would love, if you are part of the Publix family,
and you want to fake marry me.
This is me sliding into your DMs right now.
Yes. No, yeah. So I think that, like, it actually felt believable, even if it was like extraordinary circumstances, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I really liked it.
Yeah. If you haven't read it, leave, because we'll get more in depth here.
Yeah.
And if you have, stick around, and we're going to talk about it now.
Yeah.
I actually didn't take any phone notes on this, because it was just like, it was
so wrapped into it.
It was such a fast read.
It was.
It was just like light and airy, and I was just like eating it up.
Yeah.
I feel there wasn't any time where I like needed to stop and like collect my thoughts. Favorite character?
I actually really liked Anna.
Oh yeah, she was great.
I feel like sometimes you don't always love the main girl.
Sometimes they make him
obnoxious.
They do.
But I think that she was so normal, and like maybe it's like the artist in me too. I'm like, but like I can like relate to some of those things about her.
You know what I loved about her was that she called out the dad in the end.
Yes.
I was like, go Anna.
Yeah.
Go Anna.
I like her personality was great, and like I think she stood on her business, which I think was well appreciated.
Yeah.
So I think I would pick Anna, honestly.
I would agree. I'd say she's probably my favorite.
Yeah. Oh no, like, she was great.
Yeah.
How about your least favorite? I don't think we have to guess too hard on this one, but it's probably the same one.
Well,
you're not gonna.
I mean, like the obvious one is the dad.
The dad, yeah.
The dad sucked.
He was awful.
But I also kind of want to like lump his siblings together too. They learned their lesson, but like a lot of the times in the book, they sucked.
Yeah, I would say the oldest brother
sucked so bad.
He would,
but they were all just a product of
the parents.
They were. That's why like I want to say the dad, because he is the reason why they all were the way they were.
And the mom sucked too. Like they try to give her a redemption arc at the end. I'm like, the thing is with kids, you're born into this family, and like they make you from a small age.
Yeah.
But as a wife, as like
you know better.
You chose to marry into this.
Yeah.
You chose this life, and you're choosing to stay in it.
Yes, exactly.
So I have like no sympathy for you.
No.
But I would agree. Like the oldest son, he was just always put against, what is the guy's name? Liam West. I love that she didn't know his last name. Or his first name.
His first name. He's like, you lived with me for 2 years. You didn't know my name. She's like, it just never came up.
West.
It's like, I always just saw your back walking out of the apartment.
Yeah. But I feel like the older brother sucked because like an obvious reason. I think his younger brother sucked too because
at the end, when he was like, thanks for taking the bullet for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, you suck.
You were rooting for him because he was friends. Like, that's how she met him.
Yeah.
Was through the brother, who she really didn't know that well either, it seemed like. I don't think she asked a lot of questions in general.
Yeah, she was just like, yo, we're going.
Sure
I'm like,
did.
okay.
But like, yeah, I was really disappointed in him, but I think it really shows you, I think it was really true to character, probably because I think it really shows you, like, how deep that kind of, like, those ideals run in like a rich family, because even Liam was kind of like not ready to
let it go.
Like he was like willing to do what his dad asked him to.
Yeah.
And like, it's always sounds so nice to be rich.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it is like this.
That's our next question. Oh wait, no, that's the third question. Sorry.
Well, you can ask the third question instead.
Do you think money buys happiness?
Okay, I get the whole, like, money doesn't buy happiness. My thing is, like, money doesn't hurt. I just, like, don't understand. I don't understand this, like...
This is how I view it.
This polarized... Okay, yeah, go for it. You can explain it better.
This is how I view it. Money, an exorbitant amount of money, does not buy happiness. Yes. Because you're just...
more money, more problems.
Because it just, like, kind of means nothing at this point. That's how it is with them. There's like, oh, this doesn't... It's not... Extravagant things become not extravagant because you just have all the money in the world. So I don't think an exorbitant amount of money buys happiness, but money is a stressor.
Yes.
And if you have enough money to like get rid of like not necessarily unnecessary, but just like stressors in your life, like my car broke down. This happened.
What am I gonna do?
Yes, what am I gonna do?
If I lose my job, I can't keep a roof over my head.
Exactly. Like, you got kids, like, that kind of stuff. Like, money helps.
Money security.
Yes, and it helps relieve that stress, and, like, that can lead to, like, happiness. I'm not saying, like, you have to, like, be rolling in it, but, like, money to live.
Yeah, like, you can have money and be unhappy, but you can also not have money and be unhappy.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think the correlation is quite, like, what people make it out to be.
Yes.
But I think what you said makes a lot of sense with, like, the exorbitant amount. Like, it becomes meaningless. It's like when people live in Florida, and it's like, not special. Like, people, like, are so excited to go to Florida for vacation. Or,
Yeah,
or Hawaii. Or, like...
Yeah, and they're like, we live here.
And it's like, we live here. It's, like, not a big deal.
It's like,
Like, that's the only way I can relate it. Cause
there's, like, it's the beach.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I would like some money.
Yeah, I'm not gonna... It always reminds me of that Daniel Tosh bit where he's like, people say money is my happiness, but have you ever seen an unhappy person on a wave runner? He's like...
I think that's, like, the epitome of, like...
He's like, no.
Wealth.
He's like, no, you haven't. But yeah, that's kind of how I think about it.
Yeah. I think it's also about how you use money, too.
That's true.
Like, I think that there's people out there that can use, like, that become wealthy and it
use money for power.
Yeah, use money for power.
Yes.
Or to, like, buy people off or, like, to buy affection.
Yeah. And that is what I liked about this book when they reveal that the reason that, like, part of the reason he wants that money is because he's funding...
For the workers.
For the workers that his dad is just, like, creeping on.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
He is so creepy.
And he was, like, using his son as a scapegoat.
Yeah, there was nothing redeemable about him.
No.
At all.
No.
Point blank.
Because at least you could say for the grandfather, like, I think it was kind of weird that he was like, you have to be happily married for 5 years. But you could say that he was, like...
He's an old person.
He was an old person, and I think in his mind, he was trying to be like, this is a family business.
We'll keep it family.
Want to see you guys, like, be a good family like I had.
Yeah.
You should have taught your son better, but...
Yeah, like, what did you raise?
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
Yeah, but really.
Oof.
Would you marry someone you've never met for cheaper rent?
I really don't think I could. I think marriage is important.
It's very important. It's legally binding.
It's legally binding, and, like, I would have to trust that person a lot. Like, she did this to a stranger.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if it was, like...
Friend of a friend. I mean, he technically was the brother of a friend, but she barely knew that friend.
She barely knew that friend. Like, if I was doing it with someone I could trust not to screw me over.
Yeah.
And I would want, like, a prenup.
Oh, yeah.
All these legal things.
The fact that she didn't have a lawyer, and he's like, you didn't have a lawyer, look at this.
You think I can afford a lawyer?
But she made such a good point. She was like, I was having to live with you for cheaper rent. How did you think I could afford a lawyer?
Right. No, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. I love
What about you? Could you do it? No.
I could, like, same thing. Like, if it was, like, somebody I knew.
Yeah.
Like.
Or, like, if I was, like, 50 and I was like, all right, like, those pacts you make with, like, your childhood best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I've ever had a male childhood best friend that I made a pact with.
No.
But, like, we should get married and just get the tax benefits. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, my childhood best friend's married with 2 kids.
Well, that's... My childhood best friends are all women, so...
Oh, man.
Which, I guess you could do, like, what was it? What was the movie with, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a funny
That's
movie.
what they were doing, basically. I can't remember. They were trying to get some kind of benefit.
Insurance, I think.
Insurance,
I think it was the insurance fraud.
Or, like, the proposal where she's just, like, trying to get her green card.
Yeah. That's funny.
I mean, those are, fun movies. I mean, if you're Ryan Reynolds and you asked me, I would say yes.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I guess I'm the one forcing
There's
you
exceptions.
into it. Yeah, there's exceptions.
Here's exceptions.
Anyway. Okay, so this all centers around a wedding for his sister, which she has her own issues, I think, too. Like,
spoiled brat.
She seems like she, like, got okay, but, like, no, she's so spoiled.
Yeah.
And so,
and it's not even that she's necessarily, like, total brat, but she
seems nice, but it's like she doesn't understand the value of anything.
No, because at the end, when, like, where they're going on their honeymoon, like, they spring a leak and he buys another house, and she's like, thanks, Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she's totally fine with it.
And when Anna is, like, put off by that, I was like, agree. If I was around that, I'd be
like, disgusted.
Oh,
it's disgusting.
It is. You're so out of touch with any kind of reality. And that is their reality.
Yeah.
But I'm like, money goes. Like, you can get audited, you get whatever, like, bankruptcy, like, shit happens. And I'm like, you should find value in the money that you have, not just be like, I'm
toss it away.
Yeah. Just
was it like wipe your ass with 20s?
Yes. Oh god.
Or hundreds, excuse me. They would never use a 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's at a wedding and it's like on a private island,
like South Asia.
Yeah. How much do you think that wedding cost? Can you even like fathom a number? Can you give me a number?
It has to be over $1 million.
Yeah.
I have to. It have to be. Multi-millions.
Because you would assume that they probably paid for all their guests to fly there and stay there, right?
Yeah.
They didn't, like, Like, they probably bought that island.
Yeah,
the resort.
a private island for a week.
Yeah. Hey, Vader.
Private island for a week. All that food, all those activities, like flying them there. Like, that is, they flew into Singapore. It's like an island off of Singapore.
And then they had to take a smaller plane, or they took a boat?
Yep, they took a boat, and then they took a smaller plane. And I'm just like, it had to have been multi-millions.
It had to have been.
Which is just...
I would say more than $1 million, honestly. It reminds me of that,
It's hard to fathom. Oh, that Indian wedding?
Yes!
Oh,
they,
I can't even their name.
I can't either.
But Rihanna played it?
Yeah,
and they paid her a crazy amount to play for like an hour?
Yeah, and but they had other people come there too, because that was just like weekend one.
Yeah.
Like, it's like multiple weeks.
It was like the talk of India.
And like a lot of celebrities were invited, so they were posting too. Like, I know like Nick and Priyanka went.
Yeah.
I think Kim Kardashian went.
It's wild.
And like, you know, that's a lot of wealth, but oh my god, I've been enjoying watching this.
Oh, yeah. The fashion was great.
It's so entertaining.
Yeah.
But that's what I would have, like, I think that probably cost more than this.
Yes.
Just because of, like, the length of time.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what I would equate it to.
Yeah. I just, you have to have, I can't even fathom that.
Stupid money.
It's stupid money. It's stupid money.
But, like...
And I just would not want, and this is to each their own.
Yeah.
But I'm like, drawing a wedding out for, like, a week... that's a lot.
I think if I was doing it for a week, I would want it to be, like, different themes every day. Or it's, like, I'd want, like, a party I think I would treat it less like a wedding and more like I planned a trip for us kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which they kind of do. Like, they have, like, a spa day, and they have, like, a,
Yeah.
They do a couple different things. It also reminds me of Crazy Rich Asians, too, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Similarly.
It was a whole week leading up.
Yeah, and they like, went to like the beach and like they had the bachelorette and stuff while they were out there.
It's just it's so much. I think I would just rather be on a trip, like an actual trip.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, I wouldn't want all those people there. Like,
I wouldn't want all that centered around me for a week.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I would not find joy in that.
No.
Okay. Did you like how each of their character, like, for the family members that aren't, like, Wes and then Anna, did you like how their arcs kind of wrapped up? I love that the dad went to jail.
Yes, that was obviously the best part.
Like, as I was reading, I was like, man, I hope he doesn't, like, fall on his knees for forgiveness and
all forgive him or something.
And he didn't, and I was like, yes!
No, I did like that, and, like, the older brother kind of, like, ended up siding.
Yeah,
that was nice. Like, he gave, like, the press conference or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, it wasn't my brother who was using this for nefarious reasons.
Because the dad threatened to, like, release the stuff, and he was, like, basically, like, do it then. And he did do it, because he's a horrible person. Yeah. He called his bluff, but he actually went through with it.
Yep.
And so, luckily, the older brother stepped up and, like, it was my dad.
Yep, he was using the software to creep on all these people. There are creepy people in the world.
Oh, and, like, that I believe as well. That's what I'm saying. It's like crazy things happen in this book, but they're all believable. Yeah,
he like makes that, his son makes this, is a genius.
Software.
Makes a software that's supposed to, like, help, like, with efficiency in their grocery store business, and the dad ends up using it to spy on emails. Yeah. To use that knowledge to, like, flirt.
It's weird.
With, like, women in the company. It's really creepy.
It's so creepy. Ugh. But I will say the one thing we haven't talked about that I really like the arc on too, and this is not really an arc, it was just like her dad.
Oh, I loved him.
I loved him too. Like, she has such a good dad, and like, he's sick the whole time, and that's the reason she agrees to do this, is because he's gonna pay her, I think it's like $100,000.
And she's like, hospital bills.
And all she wants to do is use it for that, and like, he meets the dad at the end or something, and like, that's part of the wrap up too, and I like really liked that.
Yeah, and I like that her dad had like a good prognosis. Like, he had cancer or whatever, but it wasn't like he was still having treatment.
Into remission, though.
Yeah, he was like beating it.
Because she thought he was gonna die at one point.
Yeah. And then he like got better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I liked how everybody's arc. I like that the siblings came around. Yeah. The mom kind of got some.
That's the only one that I think that I'm like, I don't really think you're a good person. Oh, because let's talk about the mom real quick. The reason I'm like, it's not just because you're like part of this life, like you are a bad person. She was just like, there are these comments she would make to Anna.
Yeah.
Is that her name? Anna. And, like, I was telling, during our book club, I was like, it reminds me of, like, Emily Gilmore. It's, like, those, like, backhanded, like, comments that you can't really, like, say anything about.
Yeah. Like, Anna would be wearing something. She's like, you can just wear anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ugh, I would want to punch someone in the face.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just...
Or when she got there, initially, it was, like, the first time she met her.
Yeah.
And she was talking, she's like, oh, your hair is so pink. I'll have the hotel make sure that they put dark pillowcases in your room so that it doesn't bleed.
Yeah.
Like, and in her mind is like, there's no way that every other person on this island doesn't have treated hair.
Like, blonde or, like, yeah, like, dyed, like, colored gray hair.
Nobody's hair here is natural.
But, yeah, oh my gosh, it was so obnoxious. Oh, and it also reminds me, her friend, like, we see her friend very briefly.
Oh, yeah.
But she packed for her, and she packs all this, like, scantily clad, like, clothes and, like, bikinis and things like that.
Yeah.
That was really fun also.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just a tangent, but yeah, Mom sucks.
Yeah, and she was just like, I happened to me, so I'm like passing it on.
Yeah, it's just like his grandma, like,
she's just spiteful. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's like,
it's a power trip.
It's a power trip, and she probably gets like bullied by her husband. I'm sure he's not nice to her.
No.
So she probably like wants to give it where she can.
Oh, I love that the dad was short. Yeah. When she was like, when we walked up on the beach, and he was like a head or whatever, a head or something, like shorter than the mom.
Small man syndrome.
Yeah, like, yeah, you got some small man syndrome.
Embarrassing. But yeah, overall, it's such a good book. I would read another book by them, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I would actively.
And they have a lot. Like, in the front cover.
Oh my gosh, I was so surprised.
We need to read, and I think we actually talked about it last Christmas, In the Holidays.
Yes, that was one of the ones we were looking at.
In December.
Yeah. did you read On Honeymooners?
I have.
Okay,
that's a good book.
Okay.
It's like the better version of People We Meet on Vacation.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Honeymooners. I've heard good things about Love and Other Words.
Oh, I've heard that one too. Yeah.
I've heard good things about The Soulmate Equation too.
Okay. Yeah, I would read any of their books. Love it. Well, that's Paradise Problem.
Go read it.
Like, one of the best ones you probably picked out, I feel like, honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
Got some hisses and misses.
Yeah.
Who are we gonna cheers to?
Let's cheers to Anna's dad for beating cancer.
Anna's dad!
Yeah!
Oh, can I tell you something that made me cry?
What?
On TikTok. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Anna's dad. I don't know why it reminds me of Anna's dad. It's a small anecdote. If we run out of time, it's fine. It's this art curator, I guess in New York, and she was showing, like, this guy makes these sculptures of donuts and, like, glazes them, decorates them, and you can, like, hang them on your wall. They're really cute.
Okay.
And she was, it's just this older man, like 50s, 60s, and she was showing, I guess she's, like, been using TikTok to, like, promote his art outside of, like, the local area. And she gave him, like, his check for, like, that month. And and it was, like, so high. It's, like, the highest he's ever seen.
Was he starting to cry?
Because he went viral. Mm-hmm. And he was, like, tearing up. And then he has, like, I don't know, like, he's, like, older, so his hands, like, kind of shake. And he's, like, it's, like, him bringing the donuts in and, like, being so thankful. And, like, it literally made me cry.
That's so sweet!
It's so sweet. And she's, like, he's just so happy. Like, he doesn't know how to use, like, TikTok or, like, social media.
Yeah.
So he's just, like, so happy that everyone's so excited for these, like, creations of his.
That's so sweet.
It is. It's, like, it has nothing to really do. It's just like an old person that made me sad.
Good. It's a good feel-good story.
It's a good story. Hopefully it'll show on everyone's algorithms now.
Cheers to him too.
To him. To Donut Man.
To Donut Man.
Alright, now we can say bye. Bye.
Bye.